Hi, YouTube. I found I need to give the video a few seconds before I start talking, otherwise the replay will be cut off. But hello, welcome, another impromptu live stream. So I'm gonna just talk. This will probably be a quicker one because I have a call in about an hour, a little over an hour. So I want to dive into something that makes me cringe and it makes my skin crawl when I see this, especially when it comes to money manifestation, because I've been doing this work that I do for the last 8 years almost. We're going on 8 years this June. And so there is something that is a huge block that most people are blocking themselves with when manifesting more money, and they don't even realize it. And it comes from like the best intentions. Oh, yay, Mike, you're here. Yes, you made this one. I know they're impromptu. So it's just, whoever's around. Welcome, welcome. So the thing is, I see this a lot. I see this so often. I see it everywhere online. I see it in people who comment on my videos. And I know if this is you guys, like, know that I don't judge you. I want to make this almost as like a PSA, because I see it so much. I've seen it from people in the Wealth Vibe membership. I saw it today in there. Like, that's the membership I run. I see it. I've had high level clients come to me with this block. And it's something that it's under the guise of a good intention for manifesting money, but it's really blocking you. So those of you, there's just a few of you who've hopped on live. Hello, welcome. You're welcome to say hi in the chat. But those of you, especially on the replay, I want to know just in the comments, but those of you absolutely here live, let's have a discussion about this. Have you ever said or heard other people say, or do you currently even say, that when you're thinking about manifesting money, you want to manifest so much money that you don't have to think about money anymore? Have you said that? Have you had that desire? Like, having that desire to not have to stress around money, to not feel like unstable around money. Like, I completely get that, and that is completely valid. But having this thought of, I want to be so rich that I don't have to think about money anymore, is blocking your money manifestations. It's blocking them. Like, I used to have this thought. Yeah, Mike says guilty. Yeah. It's like, I used to have this thought. I want so much money, I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to worry about it. I can buy whatever I want. I don't even have to think about it. It's like, that's what I need. It's like that. Are you a female? It's like, this is like, that's a normal thought for us to have, especially in a world where money is so necessary to our survival and to our thriving, right? It is so normal to have this thought of, like, I want to have so much money that I don't worry about it. But here's the thing. When you have money, money gives you more power. Money gives you more power. Money is power in a way. And you have to have more power, personal power, to hold more money. And the more money you have, the more responsibility you have, the more options you have. The more money you have, the more you kind of have to think about money. Not from a stressful place, not from a I'm afraid place, but you need to have more money by having more concern for money, by caring more for your money. You have to be able to say, I want more money and I'm willing to look at money when I have it. I want so much money that I can do whatever I want, and I'm willing to hold all the responsibility that comes with that. And I think as we are moving into more and more of a new money paradigm where money wants to flow to more abundance, more people who are doing more good in the world, it's like the more that we want money, the more we need to be a conduit for money. We need to be a good steward of it. The more money is going to flow to more people who want to do good with it. That's what's important. And so the more that we say, I don't want to think about money, I want so much money that I don't want to think about it, you are not a match for more money. More money does not want to flow to you. It doesn't. Like, it doesn't want to flow to you, and you're not a match for the power that all that money carries. So it is so important for us to be willing to think about money, to care about money. All right? Like, if you are sitting there going, I want to have $5 million in the bank account. I want $30 million so I never have to work again. I never have to do any of that. Hello, hello. If you want that kind of wealth, that's fine. You don't have to work. You don't have to think about it as much. You don't have to worry about it, but you have to be willing to pay attention to money. You have to be willing to take the responsibility of the money, the power that money carries. So if you're currently manifesting from a place of, I'm trying to make money so that I don't have to look at it anymore, money isn't going to flow to you. You're not a match for it. It's that. So that's like the biggest block I see. I'll ask people like, why do you want whatever money you desire? Why do you want that next level of wealth? And they're like, so I don't have to think about money. I'm like, you're not a match for the money. You're not. So the way that I shifted this in myself a while ago was I stopped saying I want so much money that I never have to think about it. And I started saying, I want so much money that I have the freedom to do whatever I desire. I want so much money that I have the ability to make massive changes in the world for the better. I want so much money that I am not limited in any way. I want so much money that I am able to flow with it and to be a good steward of it and a good conduit for it. So that still has that element of freedom. Like you're free from the stress, you're free from the worry. But if your intent is I want so much money so that I can ignore it and just put it in a bank account and never think about it, money wants to flow. Money wants to do good. You're not going to make more money by ignoring money. You're not going to be a match for holding more money by ignoring money. It doesn't work like that. And when I've shed this light on it for people, it's like it's this big light bulb moment, especially for people who you've achieved a level of money, especially if you're stuck at a certain level of abundance, whether, whatever level that is, if you're stuck at a certain level of wealth, like I would look at, is there a part of you that wants some level of abundance at the next level of wealth so that you don't have to think about it anymore, so that you can ignore it, so that you can focus on other things? Because the thing is, having more money doesn't mean you have to be all consumed by the money that you have, but it means you need to stretch your ability to focus on different things and have responsibility for different things. And I think this is the part of the conversation around money and like really large amounts of wealth that most people don't want to talk about. They don't want to think about. They don't want to take this responsibility for. It's like, this is the part, it's like most people, and I think this is something that needs to shift in our society overall, but we don't want to be responsible for things. We don't want to hold personal power. We want someone else to do it for us. We want the quick fix. We want the magic answer. And the thing is, you can manifest a lot of money really fast, but you have to expand your connection to your personal power, your personal responsibility to be able to hold more. So when you say, I want so much money that I don't ever have to think about money, I never want to think about money again, that's not coming from a place of personal power. That's coming from a place of, I don't think I can handle thinking about money. Yeah, I don't want to worry about it more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't mind thinking about money, says Brittany. I just don't want to worry about it anymore. Exactly. And so that's the thing, is like you can have that desire of like, I don't want to worry about it anymore. I want to feel stable around money. I want to feel secure with money. I want to feel financially secure. I want to feel financially free. These are all great places to manifest from. But when we are manifesting from a place of, I want so much money, I never have to think about it again, which is something I hear all the time. It's like, that's when we're now giving away our power. We're saying, I'm not powerful enough to hold thinking about money. If you're not powerful enough to hold thinking about money, you're not powerful enough to hold more money. So there has to be this willingness. If you want extreme wealth, you have to be willing to hold the capacity for thinking about money. And if you don't want to hold that, that's fine. You can still manifest like financial freedom. You can manifest financial stability. You manifest those things and manifest from that place. But it's the moment that you start saying, I never want to look at money, I never want to think about it, that's when you become a mismatch for it. If you don't want to look at money, why would money want to look at you? Like, that's how I look at it. Yeah. I'm just trying to minimize my expenses and be happy with what I have. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. People have their own projections, right? Yeah, you get called homeless a lot because you're just trying to minimize your expenses. Yeah, you said live in a converted Sprinter van. And that's the thing. Wealth will look different to people. Minimizing your expenses, if that comes from an empowered place, then it's great. And there's nothing wrong with that. And other people's projections around what they think you're doing it's not a reflection on you, it's them. They're thinking, if I ended up living in a Sprinter van, it's because I would be close to homelessness. It's because they wouldn't choose that from an empowered place. But if you're choosing that from an empowered place, then you're still a match for all the abundance you desire because you're expanding your power. This is also probably an opportunity for you to expand your power from around like being able to hold people's projections. Because also, guess what? That happens all the time when you have more money. When you have more money, or even when you have less money, as you've exemplified here, people will judge you more. You will receive more projections. But I was just talking to a client the other day, and I was saying that people, when they are telling you how you should feel about money, like when they, or like about what you're doing or the amount of money you're earning or not earning, they're just telling you how they would feel in that situation. So if someone is saying, oh, you charging X amount is way too much, that's out of integrity. That's just them saying, if I were charging that amount for what you're doing, I would be out of integrity, probably because they don't have the skills and power and value that you have in that arena. But for you, charging that amount gets to be an integrity, right? It's like everyone, when they're telling you that's wrong, that's an integrity, you're homeless, you're this, it's like that's coming from their own concept of this is how I would see myself if I were in your situation, if I were doing exactly what you're doing. They don't get it. And so this is also something that, again, when you're willing to hold everyone's projections and not let it sway your own truth and know your truth, you're expanding your power. You're more of a match for money then. Because when you have even more and more and more and more money, you will have more projections on you, good and bad. And you have to not be swayed by those, and you have to be in your truth. And you have to be able to hold on to that and say, I know my truth, I know my heart, I know my intentions. Yes, maybe if you had my amount of money, you wouldn't do good with it. So you think I don't do good with it. That's more a reflection on you, not me. So it's like the more you can stay attached to that power, then the more that when you do have more money, you can handle the projections that would come along with that money as well. It's all connected, right? Yeah, it's true. I'm able to save a higher percentage of my income than anyone I know, and there is a norm that has been created, and anything different scares people. Yes. But we're at a time when that's starting to change. Money paradigms are starting to change. Like, yes, people are still scared by the different things, but we're even in your case, we're seeing more. I've seen so many, on TikTok in the past and on social media of people, so much content of people being like, come live with me in our converted school bus, or, like, here's our luxury, like van home, van life. And so even that is starting to become more accepted than it was before. It's still not the norm, but it's like more and more people are willing to see things differently because the money paradigm is changing in our world. More and more people are realizing that the old rules of money that were taught to us don't work for everyone else, right? They don't work for everyone. They don't work for everyone. They don't work for most people. I think it's something like 95% of the world is not happy with their financial situation. 95% of the world. So if 95% of the world aren't happy with the current money paradigm, then the money paradigm probably needs to shift, and more and more people are realizing that. So when we think about manifesting large amounts of money, here is what I really want you to understand. Your relationship to money is a huge component of how much money you manifest and how quickly and how easily it comes. Is your relationship to it. There are a lot of things that go into creating wealth, and there's a lot of different ways to do it. But something I have found that seems to be a common denominator across the board is your relationship to money impacts how you manifest it. You can have a lot of different kinds of relationship to money that lead to a lot of wealth, but opting to have no relationship to money by saying what we're talking about here of, I don't ever want to think about money, that is one of the biggest blocks and the most common blocks I see with manifesting wealth. You have to be willing to build a meaningful relationship with money. And this can look so many different ways. Personally, I experimented last year. We did a challenge inside the Wealth Fed membership, which we're running again starting this February. So just in a few days. See the links below if you want to come join us for this, because it's so powerful. But last year, even I think it was in 2024, all throughout the year, I experimented with treating money like I was in a romantic relationship with it. Like, as crazy as that sounds, but I would set aside time to have money dates. I would sit and look at my bank account. I light some candles. I would just, I would make time for it. I'd take it on dates. I would write little love notes to it. It's like I would do these things to build a relationship with money. When I'd look at my bank account, I would just be so in love with it, and I'd be so grateful for it. It's like I thought of the best relationship in my life is the relationship I have with my husband. We have such an amazing relationship, and it's like, what makes this relationship with my husband so powerful, and how can I translate some of that into the way I relate to money? And so for me, it was like I really looked at, wow, where do I ignore money? Where do I get annoyed with money? And would I do that if money were a real person? If money were a real person, what would that look like? how would that maybe damage my relationship? Maybe that would make money not want to come around. And so much shifted because I started doing that, yeah, in 2024. In 2024, I had like crazy quantum leaps in growth. I went from 0 publishing deals to 4 publishing deals. I went to from like I think I 4 times my Wealth Vibe members, my paying membership. I think I also, that was the year I went from 1K subscribers to 15K subscribers here on YouTube. It was like I 15 times my audience. It was like all of these things are connected to my business, my income. It's like all these things went up because I was willing to pour love and attention into my relationship with money and not just say, I want so much that I never have to look at it. I want to ignore it. It's like if you're in a relationship with someone and you say, I just want you around and I don't want to have to actually look at you, they're not going to want to hang around. That doesn't work. It's the same thing with the energetics of money. You have to be willing to take responsibility. You have to be willing to hold up your end of the relationship with it. And again, this can look different ways. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but you have to be willing to take responsibility for the power that money carries and be a match for that responsibility, be a match for that power. That's the biggest block. And I see it so often. So if you've been someone who's been saying, I want so much money that I never have to think about it again, it's time to clean that up. See if you can switch that into something else. Switch that, make a change into a mindset of, I want so much money that I can do all the good I want with it in the world. I want so much money that I can help whoever I want to help. I want so much money that I can just top off people's GoFundMes whenever I desire. I want so much money that I can take a vacation whenever I want. I want so much money that I'm completely free to do whatever I desire in my life. Come from that place. But don't come from a place of, I want so much money that I never want to look at it. It's blocking your manifestations. And if you want to come join me for a 21-day challenge to really deepen your relationship with money and do this accountably with me, with others, have that accountability, that community, that energy of doing this with other people, and also get, like, I have a whole instruction video and steps to do this. If you want to come do that and really deepen your relationship with money so you're more of a match for it, so that it wants to come to you, so it ups your money magnetism, then come join me in the Wealth Vibe membership. That link's below. But we're going to start on February 1st. We're going to start a 21-day challenge that's called For the Love of Money. Because if you want more money, you would need to have a stronger relationship with it. It's like the basis for all of it. You have to expand your power to hold it. So that link's below. You can also check it out at tayloreaton.com/thewealthvibe. But that's what I want to share with you all day. Just did like a PSA. Clean it up. Clean up the energy. All right? Clean up your willingness to look at money. If you want to stick your head in the sand around it, if you want so much that you can just ignore it, you're not a match for it. You're not ready for the power of that next level of it. But you're capable of it. This is a thing. I've worked with literally thousands of people over the last almost 8 years in my business. You are capable of holding so much power, like more power than you ever could realize. You are more powerful already than you know. So you're ready for this. You can do this. But you can't let the stories of like, it's too much for me to hold, money's too stressful. It's like, don't let that trick you into thinking that you can't hold the power that's required to hold more money. You can. And really focusing on money as though it's like you're in a relationship with it of some sort, whether it's a platonic, a business relationship, whatever it's like, but focusing on that, it changes everything, and it changes your dynamic with money, and it changes the way you act with it, the way you move with it, the way you flow with it, and how it flows to you. So that's my announcement today. Yeah, Mike says, I'm so excited to be a part of the Wealth Vibe. I can't wait for this month's challenge. I love that. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, Mike. All right, that's it. I have to go get ready for a call in a little bit, but I will see you all soon. Yeah, I lost last year's momentum and haven't given money the attention it deserves. Yep, time to plug back into it, right? So yeah, even those of you, this is a good point. Thanks, Mike. Even those of you, if you feel like you used to have a good relationship with money and then you kind of like forgot about it and you don't really give it much attention anymore, come back to it. Come back to it, right? Or come join us in the challenge and go deeper with it. But you can always pick it back up. You can always pick that. That's the nice thing about money. It's not like another person where they're like, oh, you screwed me before. It's like money's a little bit more forgiving in that sense. It's like, it's always there for you to strengthen your relationship with. Okay? All right. Sending you all so much love, so much abundance. I hope if you resonate with this that you come join us inside the Wealth Vibe. I'd love to connect with you there. And I'll see you all very soon.